Facts Verse presents. Man sees something on the highway and makes an amazing discovery. And we think it'd be amazing if you saw something. That like button. Click it now, and also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. There are often times when a person is in the right place at the right time, and that's what happened to Bryant Collins. Bryant, he never really saw himself as a right place, right time kind of guy. Why? Well, he's an ex-con. He spent 10 years in prison. He could have been like many people in prison and spent his time just skating by, trying to finish his time. Instead, he decided to better himself while he was in there. After his few months in prison, he decided that he would prepare himself for the day that he was released. He decided to make the best use of his time, and Bryant took some classes while in prison. He got his GED, and he even took a few college classes. He wanted to make a conscious effort to change his life even when he was behind bars. When he was finally released from prison 10 years later, he was working on rebuilding his life. When he was released, he got a job as a repairman. When he was on his way back from a job, he was driving on the highway and he saw something out of the corner of his eye. The man saw an object move towards the highway. He decided he wanted to rush down and get a closer look at what he just saw. He could have brushed it off as nothing and just kept on driving, but there was something in his gut that told him he needed to stop and check it out. He pulled over to the side of the highway, and he saw a baby crawling on the highway. He couldn't believe this is what he was seeing. There were no homes or businesses in the entire area. He couldn't figure out where the baby could possibly have come from. He ran over to the baby and picked her up before she could get any further into the road. When he picked her up, she was crying. He called 911 to let police know that he found a baby. The baby was still crying, so Bryant put gospel music on his phone to try and calm the girl down. He stood on the side of the road bouncing the baby to calm her until help arrived. Finally, an emergency crew pulled over to the side of the highway to care for the baby. After the police investigation, they found out the baby was only 15 months old. According to one of the first responders, Sheriff Kip Thomas, this was a miracle baby. She had managed to crawl over 300 yards through the woods from her home to the side of the highway. During her trip, she fell down an embankment and somehow still managed to get to the highway where she could be rescued. The sheriff talked to Bryant when he arrived on the scene. He told Bryant that he was in the right place at the right time. He also said that if Bryant had not stopped to investigate, the baby may have been hit by a car traveling in the high-speed lane. Had the baby made it that far, the oncoming traffic may not have been able to stop in time before hitting the baby. The sheriff called Bryant a hero. Well, that was a new term for Bryant. Nobody had ever considered him a hero. Since finding the Lord in prison, Bryant began believing in the idea that everything happens for a reason. Had he not taken courses in prison and learned the skills to be a repairman, he would not have been on the highway that day heading home from a job. If he hadn't been there, this little life could have been lost. One of the reporters on the scene took a video of Bryant and the adorable curly-haired toddler. It was a sweet scene. Bryant seemed to really care for this little girl. Soon after, the officer posted the video on Facebook, and in only hours, the video went viral. Close to 1,000 people commented on the video, and in most of those comments, people thanked Bryant for seeing the baby and for his quick action in saving the baby's life. Bryant's story shows you that anyone can be a hero, and anyone can change their life if they are serious about it. Subscribe for more.